don't know, it's interesting how things work in life where you get really inspired to do big projects, and when they come to a resolution, you're kind of like, whew, wow, it's like finishing a book. And the best way I know how to process the finishing of a recent endeavor, which took about like 2 years, I'll go into it in a minute, is by talking about it. So as someone who loves to develop startup businesses, who loves to work with other people to help them create sole proprietorships or manifest big ideas, I think it could be relevant to share my experience. And so here's what I learned from my last venture. It's been about 2 years or so that I started working at a different restaurant location, and no longer there. But while I was there, I ended up meeting a few different clients that I used to do a lot of work with in terms of WordPress website design, social media, scheduling out content, helping with branding, and also just planning sort of a path forward with them to figure out who is their target audience, who do they want to connect with, and then brainstorming and helping them navigate that way forward. So I created an endeavor called Longmont Digital Marketing, and from an SEO perspective, it's perfect for where I live and what I've been doing. That's fine, just walk in front of me, goodbye. Anyways, and I was able to attract quite a few different clients, but with where my career is going, I don't have the same amount of time to devote one-on-one to freelance-based work. And honestly, it's not what truly fulfills me, but the process of creating this business, branding it, building the website, envisioning who I want as ideal clients, and then being able to attract that, work in this endeavor for 2 years and then decide that, hey, it's time to do something else, help my clients find new people, and basically dissolve this business, has actually been really cool. And I think it's because personally, there used to be a block in terms of thinking that I could do this, and now it's so natural. I'm still learning a lot in terms of just how to work within so many industries, really diving deep into some of these concepts to explore and understand them even more. Just never stop learning. But with Longmont Digital Marketing, I found that I had so much natural traffic from really good SEO. So the name of the business really affected how I was able to just build it so easily. And I still have people who write to me, and so I had to put a banner on the website basically stating, too busy, cannot help you, blah. Had I wanted to, I probably could have hired a couple people to help me, but this was sort of a temporary means to an end. It was really good practice to be able to just put this all together and then see what happened of it. So another thing I learned from this endeavor is to really value my services and what I can offer, and I think this is something that can relate to everyone, because if you have a service or a skill or a handful of skills that you're offering, when you're first getting started, you kind of have to undercut your prices a little bit, but as you grow and develop and get better and better at what you do, you naturally gain some self-confidence in knowing that you're capable and you can do this. And when you meet the right clients and are really valued for your work, you'll realize that you don't have to take on everything. You don't have to take on subpar clientele that you're just not passionate about the jobs, or you don't feel like you're being valued. They're always asking for a break or a deal, or just, I don't know, there's things that just don't align with how you want to spend your time. And so that's been a really good lesson as well too. You don't have to sign on with everyone. And that goes for any industry. If you're good at what you do, and if you're passionate about building a successful, thriving business, you shouldn't need to cut corners, and you shouldn't need to lower your standards in terms of the quality of clientele that you want to attract. And I think with this one as well too, I learned how easy it can be to develop sort of an agency or a startup. And I don't know, it was just way easier than I thought it would be. Just from a legalization standpoint, you can form an LLC or different structured. You could even do a sole proprietorship. And there's lots of different options. Using software like QuickBooks, you can then categorize all the different spendings, whether you're doing it for your business or if you're doing it for your personal side, and it can stay pretty clear so that even when you decide to move on, like I'm doing, it's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. It's sort of like with anything else, you just dissolve the business and divvy up what assets there are and go from there. Obviously, business is a bit more complex than just that, but this was a really cool experiment to see what could be created, what could come out of it, and I feel like this 2-year agency could have turned into something much bigger had I wanted that, but we're focusing on a whole bunch of other business ideas, so anyways, that was my experience, and I hope it's helpful to you guys. If you're working in your own startups and you have questions, I'm working on doing a bit more mentorship with people, so feel free to ask. I'm happy to give what I know, and as always, just here to share. But have a good day, guys, and I'll see you next time.